Jesus did claim to be God, but not just any God, the true God Yahweh. Yet I say to you that in this place there is one greater than the temple. And he's referring to himself. The temple is associated with the presence of God. We can see examples of this in Ezekiel chapter 43, verse 7. God was speaking to Ezekiel and he says, "Son of man, this is the place of my throne and the place of the soles of my feet, where I will dwell in the midst of the children of Israel." The temple Jesus was referring to was the second temple, which is the temple that is being referenced in Ezekiel. Jesus says he is greater than that temple, but this is the place where God dwells. In Matthew chapter 23, verse 21, Jesus says that the temple is associated with God, the one who dwells in it. He says in Matthew 23, verse 21, "He who swears by the temple swears by it and by him who dwells in it." And the him in that passage is God. So, how could one be greater than the temple? That is because the one that was in that place, Jesus, is God himself who took on a human form. The temple is not a form which God had taken, but the flesh of Jesus is a form that God the Son took on, and that the fullness of God dwelt within his flesh. This statement would be utter blasphemy unless he is the true God, Yahweh, who took on a human form. The Pharisees were looking at their Creator, looking at God who took on a human form. This is why he is greater than the temple. And this is further clarified by what Jesus says next on why he is greater than the temple in Matthew chapter 12, verse 8, because he says, "For the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath." This statement would be utter blasphemy if he was only a mere man, because only Yahweh is the Lord of the Sabbath. And Yahweh makes it clear throughout the Old Testament that the Sabbaths are his Sabbaths. But Jesus is claiming to be the Lord of the Sabbath because he is the true God, Yahweh.